Hey guys, I need to address something. I've ruffled some feathers, obviously, or maybe not ruffled feathers. I have people that are concerned about me, it seems, and they're, instead of contacting me, they're contacting other people about something I've been doing. And that something is getting on 11 meters. And I've gone back and look. I think I've done it 3 times in a video now where I've been with a multi-band antenna and I've turned down the power. I have a Mars modded transceiver and turned down the power to 12 watts PEP for sideband, which is the legal limit, and used the Mars modded transceiver, which obviously is a no-no. So I recently did that video I posted, I don't know when you're going to watch this, but just yesterday, I put a video up, and there was about a 4-second clip in there where I made an 11 meter contact with 12 watts. And since then I went back and took a clip out because people have lost it with me more than a lot of people have. And I'm sorry for that. My goal on that was to encourage people to show the antenna was multi-band, and there's other antennas as well. But I think I've done it 3 times. There may be others. I have done 11 meter videos where I get to 12 watts and 11 meters confusing. 11 meter band or CB videos where I've used 11 meter FCC compliant radios. My thing here is I've transmitted on 11 meters at the legal power on an unlicensed part of the HS spectrum with the radio. Now, people have contacted me. One is interesting, and I'm not trying to. I'm going to share every part of this email exchange with you, just kind of show you what I'm going through, and by no means any derogatory ill will towards the person that sent this, but I'm gonna tell you, this was Fred Lloyd. He's the founder of QRZ, and he contacted me. This came to me last night. Hi, Walt. I received an email from a concerned member and thought that you should hear about it. I responded to him, and I'm copying you with this response. Please note this letter has nothing to do with QRZ.com whatsoever, and that I'm not writing you in an official capacity. This truly is friendly advice. If there are circumstances that I'm not aware of in this, then please accept my apology. 73 Fred. Okay, fair enough, Fred. Thank you. And this is the email that Fred got, and he has blocked out who it came from, so I have no clue who the person is. Like I said, you'll hear more about this later. Hi, Fred. I'm not the radio police, but I'm afraid for Walt Hudson, K4OGO, getting in trouble with the FCC. He's a great guy and ham who has made many excellent YouTube videos on ham radio. His ID on YouTube is Coastal Waves and Wires. I've seen at least 2 videos now where he does not seem to understand the rules on using his ham radios, which is from a licensed service, to talk with those on 11 meters, which in the USA is an unlicensed service. Unless the FCC has drastically changed the rules on that, and I am wrong. I feel that he is jeopardizing his license, but even more troubling, reading the comments below on the YouTube video, I have not found one ham questioning this, which to me seems to just perpetuate that it is perfectly fine to do that. I am sure he just does not understand it is illegal. I do, but we'll move on. I have added a link on his recent video on a military field antenna he just built. Please watch the video and let me know what you think. The research I have done still says that cross communications from ham radio to the CB band or 11 meters using a ham rig is not allowed. Even if he lowers his power to 5 watts, CW of 12 watts SSB. I also saw references to type of septics, gear requirements, and ham rigs do not meet CB type of septics requirements. If he's talking outside the 40 channel allocations and in the segment that English hams can legally use, I think he is still in violation, as it is still 11 meters and not allocated to USA hams. I was thinking a note from, say, another ham or organization such as QRZ.com might make him take a second look at the rules and regulations. Thanks, and hope you have a great Christmas, 73, whoever that was. And then following that, Frank responded to him, and I'm going to give you everything, the entire email thing. And like I said, I'm not no malice towards Fred. I do wish the person that originally sent this would identify themselves to me. We can have a manly talk about it. Hi, XXX. Well, of course, you're absolutely right. There is no circumstance where transmitting on 27 megahertz is legal with a ham radio. We all know this and have known it for decades, myself since 1987. Since Walt posted this on YouTube, there have been no mention in the comments I saw about the illegal operation. Perhaps they missed it. The video itself is not about 11 meters, and it only mentions it and demonstrates it in passing. Yeah, it was 4 seconds, I think. Still, he's quite the fool for doing this. I think I will write to him and give him a friendly caution. He has already broken the law. However, and if the FCC sees the video, he's cooked. There would only be one way that the FCC would see it. However, and that's if someone tattles on him, which is bound to happen in the community. It's not like he'll be going to Supermax Penitentiary or even to jail. I don't think the FCC has yelled at anyone in our lifetime. He could get a $10,000 fine, which would teach him a valuable lesson. The funny thing about all this is that it doesn't matter to me or you in the slightest. He's never going to interfere with me on 11 meters. This guy could broadcast Captain Kangaroo 24 hours per day on 11 meters, and well, nothing would happen to me. Therefore, I can't say that I care very much about the FCC regulations on this matter because of the fact that it's a victimless crime. It's even less of a crime than spitting on the sidewalk, which I find disgusting. But in the grand scheme of things, Walt should be told about this and given a friendly warning. I agree on that, and I'm writing him now, 73 Fred. Okay, Fred, and I got your email, and I appreciate it. I responded to Fred, and I'll read my response to Fred. Fred, thanks for the message in regards to the person that sent you this, and you're not revealing. I can only ask that you forward him back this response. Tell him I'm a fair and equitable person, and they could at least bring this straight to me to address. I like to look them in face to face when they have an issue with me. As for anything I've done on the air on 11 meters and included in my videos, they have all been done using 12 watts PEP on SSB, as I've stated in the videos. If I've done anything wrong, it's using a non-compliant transceiver on the 11 meter band. There are literally thousands of people in the USA using non-compliant export radios on 11 meters, as well as illegal amplifiers running hundreds, if not thousands of watts, and this has been done for decades. I'm actually trying to show people that successful contacts can be made with using the legal limit of 12 watts. So all I'm guilty of is using a non-compliant transceiver at the legal wattage. You stated in your response that he could get a $10,000 fine, which would teach him a valuable lesson. I'm sorry you feel that way, as I actually have a recent video stating that the FCC needed to start enforcing the rules on 11 and come down on people using high power and broadcasting music, sounds, and profanity. I stated in the video 11 meters is a dumpster fire and need to change. To feel that I need to be taught a lesson for trying to bring change to 11 meter bands is a shame. My actions have good intentions, which they do. And as you stated, it doesn't matter to either of you in the slightest. You're absolutely right about that. To be honest, I really didn't think anyone would really have any issue with me being on a crusade to unite ham radio and the CB community. It saddens me that someone would be that petty. With that said, and to cover myself, as I'm sure you're not the only person that this person has contacted, I'm going to address this email completely in a video to put my truthful intentions and my side of the story out there. That's what I'm doing now. And I also told him, I would like to say to you that QRZ is a wonderful tool and a great resource to the amateur radio community. Thank you for founding this great resource, 73 Walt K4OGO. So that was where I left it, and I told him I was going to definitely put a video out to address this, and that's what I'm doing now. But Fred responded, and this is where it's going to end. I'm not replying to this one, and like I said, Fred's probably an awesome dude. Me and him probably play golf together and have a beer or something. I'm nothing. I'm not mad or have anything against him. I just want to, everything he said, I'm going to get it out there, and everything I said. So this is I just got it like an hour ago. Walt, I have a few comments below. The op stated that he respects your work and wanted to draw your attention to possible jeopardy for yourself. He was not seeking to personalize his report and was truly offering advice, albeit unsolicited. You don't need to look him in the eyes to hear him out or to receive his advice. He didn't accuse you of being unfair or inequitable, so that's a red herring. I get it that you're miffed and that it's because you know he's right. Okay. You violated federal law on camera in a matter that normalizes the actions. If the FCC doesn't contact you, then it will validate your other videos, them needing more enforcement. I hope they do validate that feeling. Okay. Yeah, fair enough. Like I said, if he respects my work and respects me, though, I really felt like he should have came to me, but that's another thing. We'll continue with Fred's last email, where he breaks out parts that I said, where I said, legal limits of 12. And I actually said, I'm guilty of using a non-compliant transceiver at the Legal Watch. Well, at least we agree that it was illegal. The rationale that thousands of people are doing it typically doesn't fly before a federal administrative law judge. Good luck with that defense when 0 watts PEP is the standard. 12 is like blowing .1 in a breathalyzer in traffic stop. You'd be going to jail. Yeah, and the speed limit's 55 and everyone does 60. I mean, come on. Whatever. You stated in your response he could get he showed the coin. You stated it doesn't matter to either you in the slightest, okay? And then he says, your argument is circular and is beginning to approach the drain. Okay, that's where we're going to let this in. See, I'm trying to be fair to you, Fred, and let you just hear you out, but it's astonishing. Actually, here we are pointing out that you brazenly defied federal laws on camera, and we are essentially making a free speech claim since you believe the 11 meters needs to be changed. I don't doubt that your intentions are good. You kind of do if you sound like you're angry at me, but going down the drain anyway. Only that your idea is demonstrably bad. Both can be true at the same time. Yes, they can. And then I, like I said, I honestly didn't think anyone would, my truthful intentions. And then he goes, a crusade to unite the ham and CB communities, ? If you hadn't written that, I wouldn't have believed it. I've been around a while now. I'm fiddling with radios since 1970, including CB. You cannot lecture me on any aspect. I'm not lecturing you, dude. You can, your idea is a complete non-starter, not only for the FCC, but for the amateur community at large. Additionally, your proposal serves no identifiable purpose. If the 10 and 11 meter bands were united, I'm not trying to unite the 10 and the 11 meter bands. That's not what I said. There would suddenly be 100,000 radios in the hands of unlicensed users who can't be told that they now need a license. It's chaos in the purest forms. I don't want to be a part of unlicensed comms revolution. I can go back to Facebook with that. That is way off base with anything I've said. I would like to say to you, where he's talking about QRZ, and then he finishes nicely. Thank you, Walt. The op and I only wanted to advise you that you may be on the road to a F around and find out moment. It's okay if you disagree. It doesn't hurt our feelings. None of us are interested in reporting your video to anyone, as it never was our intention. We only wanted to share some advice. Good luck with your YouTube channel. By all accounts, you're doing a great job, 73 Fred. Okay, thank you, Fred. That's cool. And there you go. That was the biggest email exchange of the emails I've gotten on the subject. So here's the deal. I am going to continue to do 11 meter videos, but I won't do them anymore with a non-compliant radio. And I think I've done it 2, maybe 3 times. And I guess desire got the best of me when I had an antenna, and I was sitting there thinking, what? I wonder how this thing will do on 11. And I did. I think I've shown it in the videos. I've taken it down, taken it down to 12 watts and gotten on usually channel 38, 39, or 40. And got, made a contact. So I'm guilty of that. I'll stand guilty as charged. I know usually on something like this, I think the FCC, they got bigger problems to fry than me, but they would probably give me a warning, and then if I did it again, would fine me $10K. So I haven't gotten a warning from them, so I will, on notice too, if the FCC is watching, I won't do it again. If I do anything else again, it'll be with something like this, a fully compliant USA. And this is what I'm trying to promote. I'm trying to promote people there's so many people on the bands that are like just blowing smoke with stupid power and echoes and everything else that, you can make a great contact on the 11 meter band with the 12 watts. That's really all I've been trying to push. I haven't had any malice, or I'm not trying to say, I'm really tired of the ham people looking down on the CB people. And I'm also tired of the CB people looking at the ham people like we're like, whatever. I've said it before. I kind of like the 11 meter band is HF radio, and it's in between the 10 and the 12 meter bands, which are ham radio bands. So there you go. It's like, when people, I can read a passive aggressive statement, and I think I've seen a lot of passive aggressive statements in those emails, especially when you start something out saying, I'm not the radio police, but you're being the radio police. If anyone else has an issue with me, I know I'm going to get it, but go ahead, put it down there in the comments. And before you go any further, I will not, and I make this statement now on this channel, I will not have any more 11 meter content on this channel that uses anything other than a compliant 11 meter radio. I'm guilty of it as charged. The video I just did was taken off, so it's gone, but there you go. And there's the life of being me and trying, like I said, I have really good intent here. I'm trying to, to make the hobby better, to make people enjoy it better, and to get out and have a good time. But, I just had to address this. I'm going to put it out there now in case this thing does avalanche back on me with any type of legal issue or whatever. There's the entire story verbatim. That's what I did. You can see that in the videos. That's my response to it. If you look down on me because I enjoy the 11 meter band, well, then that's your problem. I think you need to look at yourself, because there's nothing wrong with 11 meters, and I love it as much as I love ham radio, building antennas, and operating on the HF spectrum. That's what it's all about. So there you go. That's my rant. I don't even want to call that a rant. That's kind of me just putting it out there and defending myself a little bit. Like I said, you can tell me how wrong I am, or you can agree with me or whatever in the comments below. I know for a fact I won't get back to everybody on it, but this is your chance to, this is your board. You can say who you are, what you are, and how you feel about the subject. As far as I'm concerned, I'm a ham radio operator, and I'm an 11 meter operator as well. 73 guys.